A lot of people don't realize that they have plants or flowers positioned right beside the main door into the house even though they had put them there themselves. Placing plants at the front door area helps to slow down qi before it makes its way into a house. This is widely considered as a good feng shui placement as fast-moving energy can often be harmful to the health of the home. In addition to that, plants are made up of natural wood energy. This can add a needed boost to the front door area if it needs the presence of wood. It can also act as a repellent against malicious poison arrows that arrive from the northeast or southwest direction. This is because these two directions carry earth-based energy and would be subdued by the presence of wood. Having said that, it would take big plants to defend against big qi. Large tree plants can actually interfere with energy enough to push it a few degrees away from a property's original facing direction. This makes it possible to shift the facing direction of a house from one sector of the 24 mountains to another. On top of that, it would take quite a significant plant to be able to influence energy in this manner. Plants at the front entrance can play a positive role not just to the overall aesthetics, but have positive feng shui uses as well. You would then have to make two decisions of whether to use big or small plants, and what plants to buy. If your purpose for placing plants near the front door area is for the wood energy that they naturally bring, then big plants are definitely the way to go. When we talk about size of plants, the three key factors that should be considered are the height, the amount of foliage, and the girth of the main trunk. It's difficult to set a standard of what size constitutes to a big plant. However, most people should be able to judge for themselves what is big and what is small. If a plant is 1 meter tall, has so much leaves that you cannot spot a hole to see through to the other side of it, and the main stem has a girth of 3 inches, it would definitely be considered as a big plant. That's not saying that anything less than the specifications described would be a small plant. Again, it's down to judgment and the size of the house and door. Here are some of the best good fortune plants for the front door. The iron tree plant has a classy look to it, so much so that the demand for them are so high that there are businesses then rent them out to event organizers just to place them in corners of event locations. They make great front door plants and blend in very well with modern design homes, as well as become a staunch protector of the front entrance. How can anyone ignore a tree plant with a name as attention-seeking as the money tree plant? This plant can grow to quite a height and would be able to shield and distort negative energy arriving at the main door. It also symbolizes wealth and money, so it can feel positive energy with more auspiciousness as it enters the house. They certainly make great front entrance plants. The Areca palm is another classic favorite of homeowners. They have beautiful and gracious foliage that blocks everything from view. This makes them very useful in blocking unsightly areas such as drains or pipes outdoors. However, they tend to have a wide foliage. This means that you would need to have a wide space beside the main door in order to place this properly. Otherwise, its leaves would probably obstruct the main entryway into the door. The Boston fern is another great plant that can block and hide most sources of poison arrows that are present outside the house and directed at the front door. They look lush, sophisticated for modern home designs. The drawback is that their foliage can take up significant space, so only consider it if there is enough outdoor space to place it without causing any obstruction to the door. It was mentioned earlier that big plants would be able to bring significant wood element energy. Small plants individually are not going to make any significant impact. They do make their presence felt in numbers. So if your intention is to tune up wood element in the space, then you need to have a few small plants to have any meaningful impact. But if your reason is purely from a visual standpoint, then go with one plant if you want. They are still going to be lucky plants in front of the house. The jade plant is a luscious-looking plant with succulent leaves. Their symbolism of wealth makes them so suitable for front door entrance areas. They are simply wealth-attracting plants that can bring more money luck to anyone willing to take care of them. Aside from being one of the money plants that people often refer to, the golden pothos is well known as a cleanser plant that detox and refresh the air. Because of the lazy nature of this plant, gardeners like to keep them potted and hang them from the ceiling. If you choose to do the same, they can be hung at chest height. Don't let them be above your head. The lime tree is a good luck plant that is generally considered as auspicious due to their bright orange fruits when ripe, and while they are called trees, they are usually kept in small sizes for easy management. A plant like this at the front door can also add a touch of cheerfulness whenever you see it when arriving home. The bamboo plant is one of the most well-loved lucky plants in Feng Shui. It is believed to not just bring good luck, but also eliminate bad luck. It would definitely be a welcomed addition if you are creating a lineup of small plants near the door. It's worth clarifying again that if your intention of plant placement in at the main door area is for the presence of wood element, then you either need big plants or a number of small plants. If this is not on your mind and you simply want to place them there for aesthetic reason while ensuring that you don't cause any feng shui afflictions, then you can pick any of the plants mentioned without having to worry. The exception is when you are using a lot of them to build a green wall of nature or something like that. In that case, you should look at the fundamental energy nature of the front door area and determine if wood energy is going to be good feng shui or cause afflictions and energy conflicts.